Welcome to the Life Be podcast. In every episode, we dive into the most relatable aspects of life, helping you navigate the complexities of our contemporary world. Let's get started.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are across the world, and welcome to another episode of the Life Be podcast, where we just share life stories, where we share inspirational stories, where we just share what we're doing, what's going on in our lives in order to inspire, encourage, and just let people know what's going and what's good. And you can share, like, and find us wherever you find your podcasts, on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Pods, which is going away, I think, to YouTube Music. And you can go to Amazon Music, wherever podcasts are. And without further ado, I have a hard man to catch.
Ooh.
Somebody I've wanted to get on this podcast like in forever. And
Because I owe him money.
yeah, I know. I don't even need to introduce him, but I'll introduce him as Danny Kigozi. Then we'll get to NAVIO.
Yes, sir.
Good to have you here,
Man,
finally.
Yes, good to be here. Good to be here.
I don't like taking pictures with you.
Uh-huh.
Not in a bad way, because every time I take pictures with you, they keep telling me how short I am. They don't talk about how tall you are.
Yes,
they talk about how short I am.
You're not even short, you know? Wow. Which means that I'm the problem. I am the problem here, Uganda. I
You're
am the problem to the rest of the world. Not him. It is I.
First of all, congratulations on your anniversary. 5th anniversary?
Thank you. Yeah, 5th. Yes.
I saw you had roses. You're busy making us look bad, but that's okay.
Man, I mean, you know.
How's family?
Really good, really good. Yeah, I have, 4 beautiful children. Can't complain. It's what I thought it would be,
Really?
Yeah, all the rewards are what I thought they would be. So I'm happy about that.
All the rewards. How many awards do you have to your belt?
Hey.
15, 10? How many? 30, 50?
Awards for music.
Yes.
Yeah, 60 plus. I stopped counting after.
For real?
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Yeah. So after 60.
You're kidding me.
No. Nope.
60?
Man, I think maybe it's age. People say it's talent, but maybe also it's time that we've allotted today.
I haven't. It's just hitting me. I haven't sat down with a person who has had more than 15, I think.
Yes. Wow.
Not that I don't know them. It has never come to my realization.
Yeah.
So when you say 60, it's like it's a bluff. Like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
60. How old are you?
That's why I'm 40, but I feel 21. On the inside.
On the inside. Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know where to start, but we'll just keep going from there.
You know what's award speeches? You can tell that I've passed 50 because I have no idea now what to say with award speeches. They give me an award, and I'm like,
what do I say this time?
well, cheers, guys. Yeah, it's like I've run out of words. But, yeah.
You've run out of words and you're still bagging awards.
Ooh, if you didn't know, this is a legendary lyricist. He's the first person who gave me a shot in studio. Okay, so just for your information.
So let's go back to high school. We met when you were in your high school. You were at Hillside.
Aga Khan.
Aga Khan, yes, that's what it was. High school. How? So I'm going back to Clear Cut before Clear Cut was Clear Cut.
Yes.
It was a bunch of young people who loved music and they wanted to do hip hop and be cool.
Yes.
No, I have a bunch of young rich kids. You know how we have planned kids now?
Yeah,
then it was rich kids.
Wow. So is rich kids above planned kids?
Still above, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, but
Okay.
now there's quite a number of rich kids, so it's not like...
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I wish I was in the rich kid category.
Yeah,
But there are rich kids in Uganda.
that's
When
true.
you see the real ones,
Yeah,
you see the difference
that's true.
between the humble NAVIO and also, single parent household. I think maybe if my dad was alive, we'd be rich. but we're still humble.
So I hate having people like you on this podcast because you mess up my whole order of things.
Train of thought. Oh
yeah,
no!
because now you've taken me from where I was going to humble household.
Yes.
Single parent. Now you've totally messed me up because I don't know.
Let's go back.
I don't know where I want to go.
Let's go Let's go back and follow this story.
Let's do this. Let's start at home. Then we go to school. Then we go to music. Okay. Humble child, humble home. How was it growing up?
Beautiful. I had both my parents there up until I was 10 years old. So I wouldn't say a single parent household, but it was definitely cool. Growing up, I think my earliest memories were maybe the tail end of Nairobi, coming back from the Civil War, coming back to live in Entebbe. So the beaches there, Lido was still there. Those are my earliest memories, Entebbe and the mango tree and the old church on our road. We used to live up by Phase 3, where Phase 3 is now.
Yeah, Buganda Road.
Yeah,
so that's not Buganda Road. What's it called? It has another name.
Yeah, where the old church is. You keep going down that and there's the old church. So we used to live along that road. So, I remember coming down and just being able to see the whole beach and Lido and everything. Those are my earliest memories. So, yeah, a lot of lake flies, a lot of good fish. The days when fish were huge. Tilapia was tilapia. And running around in the neighborhood, with the bikes, and I had my best friend called Bude, and we'd just ride around and cause mayhem in the neighborhood, run from wild dogs, the usual stuff. That's what my memories are filled with. And then, of course, I have an older brother. So I'm the youngest of 3, but we always had a lot of people living with us. So, God forbid a tragedy did befall someone in the family, and they'd end up living with us. So we had people in the family, come from either who are orphaned or something like that. They came to live with us, and those also became part of my bigger family. So whenever people ask how many siblings I had, I feel like I had 10, but it's actually just 2.
How did you end up in Nairobi?
The war began.
Okay.
My dad happened to be in a position that was coveted.
The 86 war?
Yeah. Happened to be in a position that was coveted.
Okay.
So they came to kick him out of his position. And that didn't sit well with him. So, he joined the fight against the elements. And, same thing happened also for Obote too. So, one of the times we went away to Zambia, Nairobi wasn't far enough, for the agents that were hunting us. Yeah. So, I went down to Zambia. Did you just say for the rich? It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. I remember showing up to you guys' studio, and you're so baffled as to how shabby we looked. So for you to call me a rich guy twice now, but keep going. I actually like it. I actually like it because I don't have to explain much, but it's good. It's good for the brand. So we went to Zambia. Yeah. Because we were being chased by agents of that government. Yeah. Then the second time, Nairobi. So that's where I was born in 83. Yeah. Okay. We are in number 9 for a while, Kibera or whatever. So it wasn't rich also. Yeah. It's very hard to be rich as a refugee. But we tried. But things, of course, took a turn for the best. I have parents who work extremely hard. So, we were able to come out of everything okay. My dad was able to survive as well, the effort. And, so that was the early times, early days. But it was a beautiful, beautiful time. And my siblings and my mom and my dad are full of humor and laughter. So I don't remember the running and ducking so much. I remember the happy times, and everyone having a ball. It doesn't matter what you give us for dinner. We're gonna make that dinner table live. That's the one thing about my family that I appreciate.
That's beautiful. So you go to Aga Khan, and you were there from what class?
That was just high school. So before that, because of the fact that we're in Kenya, my brother and my sister were doing well at school there. So by the time I was 5 years old, I also thought I was too smart for life.
You also went there.
Yes. They're like, hey, you think you're ready for boarding school? Let him try. So at 5 years old, I also went to join them in Kenya. So I was there for 11 years, and then I went to Aga Khan.
Who's your brother and sister? All these years I've never met them.
Yeah, Fred.
Okay.
Very private person.
That's why.
But yeah, he's a boxer, great tennis player. He was a tennis champ here.
Makes sense why you like boxing.
Yeah, big on sports in general. Yeah, the boxing comes from my mom's brothers as well, Uncle Paddy, Uncle Arthur Blake. So that's just passed down generation after generation.
Your family is crazy with sports.
Yeah, they're little nuts.
I knew about Paddy and who's the other? And Arthur. From sports racing cars, rally cars, when they were famous then.
Yes.
When it was the sport.
Not even famous, they were famous. Yeah.
No, I mean the sport, like rallying.
Yes, absolutely.
Right now there's like basketball and all other things. But then it was cricket, which your family is part of too.
Yeah, my dad was the captain. Yeah,
See?
Yes.
Now you know I call you rich kids. Yeah. Cricket, then there was rallying.
That
was a game for the rich.
Budonians.
Do you see the schools you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean...
Budo, Aga Khan, cricket, rally cars.
He was there by the grace of someone's kindness. Him and his brother were educated by the grace of someone else.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, yeah.
And then I went to school with one... Is she your auntie or should be your auntie? I'm going to shock you next to primary school. Lisa.
Hey, how can that be my auntie when she looks younger than me? You man. That's my cousin.
She's your cousin?
Yes.
Okay.
And how old do you think you are also? we are age mates. So
no.
We are together.
She's your cousin. She's older than you.
By like...
Yeah, so I'm older than you by like...
I
was in the same class with her.
Okay.
And she stood out in school because of your color, of course. And then bikes.
Yeah.
She's the only girl I knew for very many years that rode bikes.
Yeah, that can pop a wheelie for 2 kilometers.
My God.
and hit a jump.
So where does
feet.
that come from?
I think generally we're very both sides of my family. On the Kigozi side, you have the runners. So my uncle Sam Walusimbi, actually, I was with him the other day. He still has the record for, I think, inter-university games. He still has the record for 200 meters, I think. Wow. And we had another cousin of theirs who also competed at the Olympics. And he went on to win other races in the world. So those are the running side. Then on the Blick side, you have the racers, you have the boxers, you have the rugby players.
You have the basketball
all the way
players.
down to, Billy Blick.
Yeah.
With the rugby. I mean, if you saw him play, it was just phenomenal. You have Arthur Jr. with the bikes. We don't need to talk about the generation before. Those are God level, small G, God level. Individuals when it comes to that sport. I think for a lot of people, they know that there would have been a lot of international eyes on them if we were in today's world, because the level which they were doing it at was just
it would
something
be
else.
World class.
Yeah. And I mean, you also think about the fact that my own mother was the East African champion for dirt bike riding, females.
You're kidding me.
Seriously. And she represented in squash, Uganda, table tennis.
You're kidding me.
And tennis, she was also the champion as well, Uganda champion. But it's just supposed to be a doctor and investment authority. That stuff takes over, but she was like legit. If you saw her play, it was like.
And how were you doing?
Small things, a tiny thing like this.
How were you doing in boxing and basketball?
Me, basketball was maybe the one I between that and rugby. I mean, I was.
You played rugby?
Yes. Rugby, cricket, football I wasn't amazing at, but rugby, cricket, field hockey, athletics, and in there, that's 1,500 meters, 800 meters, 400 meters. High jump, I still have the record from school. That's like a 25-year-old record. No one's broken yet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's yeah.
You realize we're still at Danny Kigozi. We haven't gotten to NAVIO, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of, what's crazy is a lot of people know me as the sports guy. So sometimes I'll go to South Africa and guys will be like, oh, that's the guy who used to battle, in the music. They'll be like, that's the battle guy. And then other people will be like, oh, man, number 15. They just know me as number 15 because, the legacy that we left behind as far as like high school was also mad. I was voted All-Star all the 3 years that I was in uni. The 2 years I was in high school, so that's where they take the best 5 players in the country, and it's called an All-Star. So it's All-Star team basically. So man, that's even a tenth of it. But
I know
that's why I can no longer run. The knees are finished.
Are knocked down.
Yeah, so pick 2 sports. People of the world, pick 2 sports, 3 sports, and go with that. Don't try to do 8,
everything.
9. Yeah.
So growing up in that space, did you ever feel like you were inferior or were you comfortable? There wasn't any sort of competition because you come from a very talented family and a sports family.
Yeah, I mean, of course, one, I was always the younger sibling.
Oh, okay.
And compared to my brother and sister, I was okay at those sports, my sister played tennis circuits all around the country. All around the continent, Freddie himself also played county rugby, in the UK. So not just a country that doesn't play. He was in the UK playing, So compared to them, it was always hard to compete. Not that I really was trying to, but I mean their legacies were just like what the legacies they left in school.
So you didn't feel any smaller?
I definitely a little bit. One, I was physically smaller.
Yeah.
So I was tiny, super skinny. The glasses were like twice as big as these shades.
Pancakes.
I had the braces going on. My hair could never quite get like a French cut I liked. But I learned quickly, especially with Clear Cut now starting, in high school now. It became more about brand and representing more than myself. I'm like, I can show up anyhow. But I know that now I'm representing Ruwaga, I'm representing Kampala, I'm representing Uganda. I have to show up a different way. So I had to take all those kind of insecurities and put that to the side and be like, one, develop my talent. I've always just believed in getting the work done, and then putting my best foot forward. So when it came to feeling inferior, it's like, I'll be inferior today. But I'll see you on the court tomorrow, and I'll see you on the court a month from now, and then we're gonna play again in a year.
And I'm gonna be up there.
Well, I'm
gonna show up.
I'm always trying to get better, and whatever I do, it can be a gift and a curse. I'm always trying to get better at it. Okay. That's why people are like, but a lot of the guys used to rap like, hey, and I roll when the dance your pants, and when they still rap like that. But with every generation, I'm kind of changing and I evolve. And I think it's to do with that. I'm like, if there's something new happening in a sport, I wanted to try it. If there's something new happening in the music, I want to try and develop that part of myself. Thank God for like my family and the sporting background, because that's kind of gave me an advantage. I understood one, hard work, practice, being in uncomfortable situations. I was in the scrum, by the way, in rugby. So you don't have any broken limbs or anything? No, I've broken every bone in my body. Leg twice. Here, right arm, here above and below the elbow, both collarbones. When it comes to injuries, I've done it all. My nose, a bunch of times. Some of that was in the music also.
Really?
Our backstage can be security can be a bit. It's better now, but in our days, it was quite a
battlefield.
Yes, the fans were temperamental at best. So, but I think that all of that prepared me.
Okay.
You know, the hard times, I'm able to grit my teeth, where other people would complain and be like, oh, but we don't have Jay-Z's money, or we don't have this, or our labels are this. You know, I'm like, yo, just you know, what can you do with what you have? That's more my way of handling things.
Which gets me to ask, there's two names, Kigozi, and then I hear Nzebampita Lubwama.
Yes.
So where's Lubwama? Where's Kigozi?
So Kigozi is my father's name.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Makes sense. So it's like family name.
Yeah. So
And then
yes, but strictly I am Lubwama.
okay.
But because he passed away early, I think it's taken me longer to be like, hey, just turn my family into the Lubwamas.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to remember the name.
The legacy.
Yeah, and especially because I'm literally, he was Daniel Kigozi, so I'm Daniel Kigozi. So I want, you know, they should fear the name a bit, just because he's not here. You know, they gotta put some respect on his name. So I did the same thing, and yeah, we just, all of us actually just kept the name Kigozi. But traditionally, and my family is very traditional. We should have we should have dropped that and gone with Lubwama. And you know, I won't tell you my brother's name because he's private, and my sister. But they, you know.
But your documentation still has Kigozi or Lubwama?
Both.
Oh,
yes.
Daniel Kigozi Lubwama.
Yes, Daniel.
Oh, Daniel Lubwama Kigozi.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's good.
Yeah.
So you start music, high school, do a few recordings. We did a song with First Love.
Woo,
Lord,
2
you'll
songs.
always be my first love. And
Lord, you'll always be my first love.
you know.
Anytime.
I know where you're going with that one.
Oh man, guys!
Yeah, that
if
was
you didn't
poking.
know First Love, if you
Yeah.
never saw a performance, take it from me.
Yeah.
Hands down, one of the top 3 groups for me. Yeah, it was just thing of beauty.
Thank you. There's what was I going to say? Life is everything. Everything is holy. Everything, you know, is all in one body. The body of the life, source of life, hope that gives us breath. Is it every moment that's godly?
Wow.
I'm trying to remember that rap. It like stuck with me.
Wow.
You don't even remember it.
Salute. I mean, I now you're just saying it, I remember it. But wow.
That was you in like S6, right?
It's
4?
S2, S3.
It was it? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's pre-clear cut.
Yeah.
So that is 99.
Yeah.
fearing.
About 90.
Guys, don't hold it. Don't, when you hear us say these years, don't be afraid. We're
Fossils.
Yes. You know why people say, oh, Uncle, Jaja, NAVIO. So yeah, 99.
99.
I think that's a damn good album.
Yeah,
You guys
it was.
made a damn good album. So we started as inspirational.
Yeah.
We also started with you guys, you know, gospel and inspirational. Then that's damn secular music came for
Secular
us.
music.
It's spectacular, but it's so secular.
How was it? So there's a young man. We hang out at what was it? Nando's then Deviate, and then you guys had a different name. Did you? You had a different name then.
Yeah. There were. Remember, it was like 30 of us to begin with. So it was ZULU SQUAD.
ZULU SQUAD. That's the name I was looking for.
You know, we'd come on stage and. Actually, you know, the
Oh,
original
squad.
Gari, was
That
us.
you started the Gari.
We started the Gari. I just want to apologize to Uganda. It was us. And then, you know, people were like, man, you guys need to be professional. You know, and who are the serious guys? Because other guys will just grab the mic and start abusing. There's no rhyme, there's no rhythm. We also have
Just
gospel
showing
still.
up, yeah.
So we're like, all right, let's cut it down to the guys who are the most serious about the craft and whatnot. And so we became a diamond in the rough. And from a diamond in the rough, we became Clear Cut.
Clear Cut.
That is where the name came from, becoming like a clear cut diamond from a diamond in the rough, a ZULU SQUAD
nice.
in the rough to a clear cut. So
And that's where you met Dams.
Yes.
Dawu and
Dawu and Dams.
Yeah.
So we were at Deviate, and they used to have talent shows that would happen there. And so we ended up being part of, I think, almost the organizers. you know, behind the scenes of it. I know First Love also launched an album there.
Yeah, did a few things there.
Yes. And yeah, we would come there week after week. And then the ball just started to get bigger and bigger. You remember, you know, it's 100 people watching, and then 250, and then 500. Almost had 600 people behind there at different points, you know, and the breweries started to come, get involved and want to be part of the night. And we just lined it up. You know, there'd always be, of course, R&B there, some raga, but it was 80% hip-hop. You know, you'd have Bataka Underground, Clear Cut, Sylvester Abrams, The Squad, Milka, Slyke,
MC Yala.
MC Yala. I mean, that was the first female rapper actually there.
Yeah.
MC Yala, that I saw. Sorry, there. Yeah, I think by then Prim and Proper had kind of stopped, so we never saw them there. But people would come by, even the bigger artists, you know, Bebe would come take a look.
Chameleon.
And, Bobby as well.
Yeah.
They'd pop in. You know,
it was happening.
It was, if you pull up outside and you see that, you got to check what's happening.
Yeah.
So it really built a name from there. And we got on, performed this one day, Dawu and Dams. Dawu's the producing end. Dams is like A&R, you know, just marketing genius. He heard what we were doing, and he was just like, we got to get these kids. These are the ones we've been looking for, you know. So they basically offered us a recording deal, you know, an album deal. Yeah. They're like, let's go in the booth and see what happens. And the rest was history. Got in with, you know, Juliana, for All I Wanna Know, you know, and knocked out all the other songs. And before you knew it, you know, the star just blew up. Yeah, it was really unprecedented, and God engineering. Yeah, that was really, and to get that much acclaim around the continent in the space of 2-3 months like that I've never seen that done since. Yeah, it was crazy. Maybe apart from Hozambe. All I Want to Know was Hozambe in 2000, 2001.
Shifura. So then then an NSYNC happened there. Justin Timberlake started a solo career. Justin Timberlake being NAVIO.
Hey?
Was it the Myth? It was you.
Yeah, the Myth. Oh, actually, not even the Myth.
It was you.
Papito. No, Papito released first.
Because, what's his name? Goes to...
ABBA.
ABBA goes to...
That's Langman.
What's it called?
Germany.
Was it Germany?
And Malta for university.
Malta, yes.
Malta.
Then Papito comes.
JB went back to the States, basketball scholarship in the States. Papito was still around, so Papito was the Justin Timberlake. He was the Beyonce.
Really?
Yes. He dropped
I
his
thought
first...
it was you.
No. He dropped the first album. His was called CV, Curriculum Vitae.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Very solid album. It was really a way to kick open the door. Then Myth had been releasing some songs as well by the time I came back from South Africa. So, the ball had been rolling. But also, you're right in terms of singles that came out. I was probably the first one because I dropped Ruckus.
Yeah, and
Peter
that became
Miles.
a problem.
That was a problem.
That one became a problem. That's why MTV came to Uganda, MTV base.
Man.
Yeah.
Here to Nigeria, to South Africa. I mean, it went crazy.
How did that feel for you?
I mean, it was...
Because at that time you were still juggling school.
Yes. Not even juggling. I was in school.
I'm probably trying to figure out, should I be a solo artist? Should I go? Because you would do clear cut things. You'd get together whenever you were in town and do something and everybody goes off.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know. How was that?
It was a bit difficult in my chair because you'd be there. And as you're sitting in class on a Monday morning doing a triple maths, you know, you're checking out TV, you know, when you can get to it on the weekend, and you're checking out the MTV Countdown, and you're there, your video's number one or whatever on these international platforms, Channel O and all the other ones we had, and your song's number one, but you can't perform it. So Peter Miles, Peter, you owe me some money. That you know
he's everywhere performing.
Yeah, but he had hits before and after
of course,
anyway. But it was just so nice that at least someone was on ground,
making it
to
move.
perform, to perform the song. So when I came back in the holidays, it was like pandemonium because they hadn't seen me perform it as well with him. Oh, it was just crazy. Me, him, mention on stage. So that felt really good, but I felt like a caged animal. So I'd be there. Also with Clear Cut, I was always more like just the hype guy, chorus guy, but SA kind of also forced me to get my rhymes up.
Yeah.
It really is like a cauldron of musical talent. South Africa, you count 3 people, 1, 2, the third person is good at singing. You count again, 1, 2, the third person is good at rapping. 1, 2, they are like, it's an overflow of talent and dancing as well. So when you're there around all that creative juice and really the real streets, when they talk about street stuff and gangster stuff, those kids, they live with it every day.
Yeah.
So that really provides like a lot of imagery and for an artist, for a poet, you get a lot of information that you can put into your art form. Yes. So that's what I think SA had done for me at that point, as well as being bottled up and seeing my songs just hitting in my home.
I know.
And I'm powerless. Triple maths. I had to do triple maths, followed by double geography, followed by double PE. But I don't regret the school, by the way. It really also prepared me for what was happening after.
Yeah. I think it also made you like the illest MC at the time.
Mad.
Like you were battling guys. I remember, was it Sabrina's or something? There's a battle you had that you ripped apart and everybody was like, where's this kid been?
I mean, it was supposed to be like a show. And then when I got on and did my thing, we were still performing the commercial songs.
Yeah.
So when the other MCs got on, they started throwing shots. Yeah. Because they're like, what do you think? Fake it up, They started throwing shots. So I was like, oh, this is what I've been doing in South Africa. Oh, I like this. So I got back on, and guys were like,
let's go there.
Yeah, so it was like 15 guys. I was like, let's go one at a time. Bah, bah, bah. And it's so annoying that people haven't seen that stuff. We didn't have the iPhones.
I know, you didn't have anything to record.
You're like, where's Musta? He's in Ginger. Where's Twist? He's shooting a video for Bebe Kulu. What?
Where's Don? We don't know.
Don, he's expensive. No. It was just so beautiful, and also in the moment as well, to have proved myself on that level. Because in South Africa, I also did it, so I wasn't really interested in battle. I was like, what's happening, with the commercial thing? I was thinking about it in a business way, business format. And then I got there, the battles were happening, and then they're like, this battle is happening, 10,000 rand. I'm like, this business now. This is now business. What's this battle thing all about? So I kind of now started changing my style, and I was like, I can do this. This is good practice for me as an MC. It's nice, I got something to look forward to do on the weekends instead of just sitting around, drinking or whatever people do. I kind of had more of a goal. I was like, I'm going to this battle. I'm going to this talent showcase. I'm going to this. There's a poetry session here. All of that kept my mind also busy, so it balanced my schoolwork, and my brother had said it to me before, as I was struggling to find a balance. He's like, work hard, play hard, do the things that you want to do that make you happy. You want to play ball, play that, play it hard, so that you can, when you come back to doing the schoolwork, you're totally chill. So I'd go into town, do my battles, finish the battles. I'd go to a basketball tournament. Monday, I'm back on the work because I've exhausted myself, and of course now the competitive edge from sports now comes into the rap battle. I'm like, hey, I lost.
I'm coming back again.
I don't want to feel that too many more times, So I was back the next week, and so we started getting a little pocket change here, and it allowed me to record mixtapes and singles, or come back to Uganda, shoot a video, Ruckus or Kawa, or pay Steve Jean for, a song here and there. So that really was that was a beautiful experience.
So you are in an era where hip hop was planned kids thing. I was up there, and when you are up there,
I disagree.
no, listen where I'm going with this.
Okay.
When you're up there, you don't have your feet on the ground. Not that you don't have your feet on the ground. They don't consider your feet on the ground. They ended up putting you in a category of wannabes. So they were like, these boys, these wannabes. How were you able to stand through all that and still stay grounded, still do hip hop? Because hip hop, unless you were, who's this guy? Kampala, short dark guy.
Yeah, I know who you talk about. He just did an interview recently where he mentioned my name. Yeah, but I know who you talk about.
Yeah. If you didn't do Rocky Giant. It's interesting that his name was Rocky Giant and he was so negative giant. We'll keep going. Rocky Giant.
He said that not.
So if you were not Rocky Giant at the time, because at that time Bataka Underground had disbanded, Momo was a DJ now, Sylvester and Abrahams had done their thing, and I think they moved to the US, and
they're doing breakdance.
Oh yeah, they went and started breakdance project and all that. And there was like a huge space in hip hop where people were like,
what is going on?
And then you stayed there. You didn't only stay, but you kind of put a Ugandan thing to it.
Yes.
So I'm trying to pick your mind on that. How did you get to I'm not just going to do hip hop, but I'm going to do hip hop that has the Ugandan element to it.
So weirdly enough, people also, I think, I'll say for us, and I understand people who are in our line, a lot of the other rappers were put in that wannabe thing. But I think because of the support that had come in from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, basically saying that, these kids have bars. Uganda was also seeing that, hey, these kids have bars. So Clear Cut was kind of aside from that wannabe thing. So people would be like, man, but there's Clear Cut. I don't know what some of the others are doing, but Clear Cut, I think, and the guys in it, at least we're never put in that wannabe category. Because they'd see a rapper come like Coolio, and then they're seeing the Myth and Coolio going back and forth. And Coolio's like, God, who is this little kid who can rap like this? So I think from all those kind of instances in history, even Shaggy, other guys who have sold Diamond 10 million records, saying that these kids are dope. Wyclef Jean, refugees. I mean,
who are these guys who did without PP?
Naughty by Nature.
Naughty by Nature. I remember.
So when you have those kind of artists coming, they hear us and they be like, you guys, Uganda, you have rap talent here. It was very hard to put us in the wannabe category, so I thank God for that we were never put there. But I do think there were a lot of other talented guys as well who shouldn't have been in the wannabe character, put in that category. They were just doing hip hop. But I think it worked for a narrative that became very contentious between hip hop because they were seeing that something called Luga Flow had now popped up. So when Luga Flow popped up, it was Luganda Flow. I was there at the inception. 2, I'm the one who made the T-shirts. The first Luga Flow T-shirts, I made them and was distributing them because I thought it was like a movement, for I'm a Muganda, so anything to do with hip hop, and my culture, I was pushing it like crazy. But the one problem was there now started to be contending forces. And of course, people say the Baba was at the center of it. I think for him, he's letting MCs be free. But they could have done with little bit more guidance. But you don't do that in hip hop necessarily.
Oh, because then it seems like you're caging people when you do that.
Yes. So hey, if you're not rapping in the local language, now you're doing something wrong. And I'm like, it's cool, but if you start putting all these rules on it, there's going to be rules about how the music itself sounds. So we're going to end up rapping on something that's not ours completely. And now you've seen what's happened. You have people rapping on raga beats. So even the people who were in that category, the Babas and whatnot, have a problem calling that hip hop now.
Because it has something else.
Yes, but if we had just all stuck together as a unit, it would have been an ecosystem that we could really support each other. But now spending our time 10 years with us not knowing who is actually doing hip hop, who is real, who is not real, who's a wannabe, Clear Cut was just performing. NAVIO, Myth, we're all around Africa just performing. We're working. And we couldn't get in the back and forth with people about who's real and who's not. We're like, we're going to put our music, we're going to put our best foot out there and let that be that. But the thing came really early on, and people will go and they'll take a song like Injogereza, 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, Navio, now you've real blended with culture. I'm like, what about my Cora Award nominated album?
Yeah.
From 2008. 8 years, 9 years before that, with Percussion Discussion.
Yeah.
We did an entire project. Cora nominated against P Square for best album. Cora nominated against the Mutugutsis and at the Cora Awards in the biggest categories. Something we did with Mr. Herman Sewanyana and Herbert Kinobe.
Yeah.
The best percussionist for me.
Yeah, Sewanyana is up there.
Yeah, he's that's God level, smudgy. That's that for me. Yeah, so we did that album and then we toured the whole of Africa with that percussion.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, with that percussion album. So we were catching planes, trains, buses. Sewanyana, Afrigo would be like, man, we have things.
You're like, I'm coming.
We're in Madagascar, we're in Zimbabwe. We went all the way around Africa. And that also gave us a different. We're in a different narrative because you talk about representing culture. I'm like, what? Hip hop culture or real African culture? Because we've done it. We had done it already. In an album that we recorded 2006 that came out, that was acclaimed in 2008.
Yeah.
But it's like, so 10 years before Injogereza, we were on it. You think about the first album, 2001, I'm already doing Luganda choruses here and there. So people were always like, why do you try and be this? I'm not trying to. My name's Rubama. I'm the grandson of a chief. You know what I mean? My dad was one of the Kawaka's men. So for me, that flows naturally. But what I'm talented at just happens to be English rap.
Yeah.
And I'm better than half the rappers in the world at doing that. A lot of people will compare what I do, for example, and what like Luganda rappers do or anyone rapping in indigenous language. Remember, I'm standing out from a language that's, that 2-3 billion people speak.
Yeah.
And I'm standing out. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that we have dope lyrics amongst us, 20 million people, but people should also respect the fact that I am making myself stand out where 3 billion people understand the language.
Yeah.
It's not just Kampala.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You're the globe.
So, so I always thought there should be more respect between, but there were few individuals who really wanted to push the agenda of, we've come in to subvert hip hop and change it. And I was like, a lot of you guys are trying to battle. Like, I've been in underground clubs with 500 South African guys. Everybody's armed, guns, knives, jumping up and down.
It's a real battle.
Mics, mics keep cutting off, lights keep going off, guys are getting robbed in the corner. Like, this is a real battle. Like, our lives are in danger. And I'm battling 30 guys. It's called the Mammoth Battle. Willard's Way with Words. It's called Way with Words. I've been in the Platinum Battle against Pro Kid in the finals. Like,
you've done the work.
Yes, but then they'll still question.
Yeah.
Because you release like a relaxed song about love or something. They'll be like, it's fake now. I'm like, how many, after 10 years, of course I'm entitled to do that. After 20 years, of course I'm entitled to do that.
Do you feel like they've accorded you the respect you deserve for the years and time you've put in? I mean, you've earned your stripes, evidently. Do you feel like you've been accorded the respect?
I mean, definitely. Uganda, for me, has shown 98% more love than I've ever received hate.
That's beautiful.
Even in the crowd, for every 1,000 people, there'll be one who's like, out of 1,000 people. So I cannot complain. That's way better than a lot of acts in the globe. So I'm happy about that. Then, of course, I've had more endorsements, I think, than most acts that are out there. I've toured, like 40 countries for music. You know, we already talked about 60 awards.
Yeah.
I'm stopping there. There are more now, by the way. You know, I feel like I have been accorded the respect. And
That's
I feel like
beautiful.
I've had to just put my head down and concentrate on the music. Because a lot of times, even when I get disrespected and it's in a big way, I won't attack back. I'm armed to the teeth.
You're
in that
very
regard.
aware. Yeah.
In that regard, I love battle. I've won battles, not in Kampala, in Johannesburg, South Africa. So if you want to, if you know, I'm always like, I listen to songs, I'm like, I know exactly what I would do, but I'm here to build, especially in my position. I'm here to build. I'm here to create legacy. I'm here to be aspirational. I'm here to inspire that young guy in the ghetto.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? All uptown, all planned kid. I'm here to inspire you to get further. And if I wrap myself up
in the noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of not like us, you know, damage going on here. They're not like us. They're not like us, damn it. You know, and I like, I'm fully armed to the teeth as far as music is concerned and battle's concerned, but I don't want to degrade other African young boys.
That's beautiful.
I want to uplift, you know, so I can't get into it, but I've been tempted.
I know. I listened to a mixtape you did. I don't know if you remember. You remember? I'll take you back to school. What was the books that have the maps of the world called?
Yes, those geography.
What are they called?
Oh,
you got
oh
it.
Wow. Did you hear that? You hear that?
got it.
You heard my reply? That's very classified. Very classified.
I know.
Yeah.
That was like sidebar. That's why I used that illustration.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I that was the one I was tempted. I went into studio. I recorded it.
I know.
And
I remember
then-
you played it for me on your phone. You're like,
Yeah.
that guy is doing a diss track.
Let's
Listen
go.
to this.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's dark.
Yeah. And
Like
you
he
know,
came for his life.
Yeah. One of my best friends was like, yo,
Put it out.
you gotta, let's go. I went to the studio. By the time I came out, he's like, damn. You know, maybe actually, because like we don't want to take his whole career. We just want. So yeah, we didn't end up releasing it. But I was, and that's the thing, you know. I think also being a father, I can see the child in someone.
Yeah.
I see what your motivation is. You know, you see me making all these wins. You know, I mean, driving past my billboards, etc. You're just as talented.
Yeah.
But you haven't found the route or the map. It's either I come to you humbly and I ask you, yo, how can I do A, B, C, D?
Yeah.
There's a couple. All the rappers we've made a business plan for have succeeded.
Yeah.
You know, but no one's ever come up and be like, yo, what do you think I should do about this? Just man to man. Yo, I have this song. Me? Do you remember how I was in you guys' ear? You, Paul Kim, man, I would disturb guys like, I have this song, but is it, how can I put it? Wait, which radio station is that? Well, what, do you have the number for that? That was me.
You
know?
were hungry.
Yeah, you know, instead of just being like, first love, more like last love. And then you walk off, you know, like, how is hating on you in the position you guys were in gonna help
Get
me?
you better, yeah.
I heard about Deviate from you guys. There's this place, or you should go and, you know, exhibit your stuff. Now Deviate's, it's legendary. You know what I mean? For hip hop, it's like a legendary place that we built.
Bro, not only hip hop.
Yeah.
Because Chameleon, when he came back with his Mamma Mia song, that was the place.
Yeah.
Deviate was the music place in Uganda. It was like the hub. If you got on a Deviate stage and you lasted for 5 minutes, you had made it. You had
True.
Because you had all the artists there. You had you had everyone there. That was like the stage
The
in the
whole
country.
industry.
It was there.
The whole industry. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Beautiful.
So getting to business, you talked about business. That's the side I wanted to talk about. You start NAVCO.
Yes.
And many of us were asking, what the heck is NAVCO? Is it a record label? Is this just a brand? Is it, what is NAVCO? And we thought NAVCO was a record label. You supported, I think, some artists to help them put out their stuff. And then you went into different businesses. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. Well, NAVCO initially was set up so that we could actually conduct business. It's okay when you're getting your, clear cut, we get our first million, we divide up to 250K each, we go our separate ways.
Yeah.
But now when you start getting into the tens, 100 million deals, the tax man is going to be like, boss, what? You're just putting this under your mattress? What's going on? You're just making deposits?
Yeah.
So NAVCOP was set up to streamline all of that, to be like, yes, we're running a business.
Yeah.
This, NAVIO is an artist. This is the company that represents him.
Okay.
And also for those international deals as well, you're getting onto like Jipange, or,
Hands Across the
C
World.
Studio, 1-8, all of those things. You see, now I'm trying to mention them without mentioning sponsors. But, all of those kind of international, Big Brother.
Yeah.
All of those things, they're like, hey, which company are we dealing
Do we pay
with?
through, yeah?
So, that was set up for that reason. But also what I found is like we were able to also support other people's careers, because once things are structured, you know what the surplus is. After your profit, you have your marketing budget, etc.
That you can reinvest.
Yes.
In something
So we were able to help, a few artists get to here and there. A lot of them didn't want to sign official agreements. Some of them went off the rails.
Yeah.
But I decided, unless someone comes to me and says, sign me directly,
You're not going to
I'm going to help you. If you're talented,
Yeah.
I actually need you there. Because it can't be NAVIO and 9 ragga artists
Yeah.
on the charts. That doesn't help the genre. And it actually does not help me when I want to set up a hip-hop show.
Yeah.
So I helped people just for not wanting to get anything back. I just helped. And I think it served me in some regards, but like many people say, I was hearing an interview from Julius, and he said there might have been a missed opportunity there, with some of the connections I garnered. But you can't help someone sometimes who doesn't want to be helped. It's
true.
like, can we get out of the club and do ABCD?
You
you're
can
dealing
only
with
help
grown
them
men.
as far as they can see.
Yeah. So a lot of these people are grown men. So all I can do is help, man, when they need the help. And keep it at that, because we already have a brand that's working.
Yeah.
The NAVIO brand is doing everything it needs to do to support NAVCOP. So any additions are always welcome. But finding the right fit is always difficult, and also finding it in hip hop. Because hip hop, it's a like contact sport, like the myth is always saying. Like eventually, a lot of the guys that I brought up eventually would actually turn on me. A couple of them. A couple of them would actually end up turning on me. So I guess that happens. You're in a spot that they want, or they believe you are, even though you've been in the game already 16, 20 years. They believe that you have something that they, so to get past you, they need to create their own brand away from you.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to be associated, with your bland kid or rich kid tag. That doesn't suit them, which is okay.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky game.
So you're big on branding. How do you get there? Who gives you all these ideas? When did the lights come on with that?
I mean, for me, I will say, I guess I have an eye for that. But I'm not necessarily the most swaggy guy. I'm straight from the farm. I come from a line of boxers, not in the Mayweather way.
Yeah.
The old school boxing line. Like we show up how we show up.
Yeah.
My talent speaks for me. I'm a sports guy. It's like, you might have the newest shoes. In basketball, guys are always saying, man, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you got some new shoes. What can you do with them? You're not going to score 1 point on me with those shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my thing. So I've always been about more than what you're wearing, who you are. Well, I know I got to represent myself. Yeah. But if I was to really go crazy with swag, like,
Big old
I mean, Fali Pupa Davido used to just salute. I can remember Channel O Awards a couple of times, getting the best dressed on the red carpet.
That's
I
beautiful.
do that to represent the Ugandan brand.
Yeah.
But me myself, I'm a pretty chilled guy, generally. People want to talk bank. that we can do that. But I'm not going to prove my money to you by buying bottles or throwing money up in the club.
Yeah.
That is a direct waste of time. All of us in Africa have another 100 people in our family who cannot send their kids to school.
That's true.
Why in God's name would I want to look good?
Spend.
How do I look good to you by throwing money up in the club around for people to pick up who I've never met in my life when I have people starving in my own family?
That's true.
You know, that's always been my take on it, but people are free to do what they want. So with branding, I feel like you don't need to represent to a certain extent, but it also has to be true to who you are. And that is the reason, I think, for longevity, because I'm not out here pretending. I like cracking jokes. You know what I mean? I like having a good time. You know, I keep my family close. You know, I've learned to find a way to still give the fans what they want and, you know, show my family once in a while. But I keep my family to myself, you know, and I treat everyone with respect.
That's beautiful.
So for me, that is not part of branding.
Yeah.
That is who I am, and it suits me. You know, because if I was to do the rich kid thing, you know, I think flying in, what, you know, I've been on.
But you're always flying.
Yeah, and I've been on jets. I've been on jets, but if I'm going to book a ticket, I will be in economy. That's who I am. That's how I was brought up.
Yeah.
$5,000 on economy. $5,000 on a first class flight.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take a bus. I'll take a bus. Save that money for my kids' education. Let's be smart about it.
That's
a piece of land, an investment.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've passed the days of really
showing up,
competing.
Yeah.
As to who got it. You know, I don't think I need to. You know, you've called me a rich kid 3 times already in the one interview. We don't need to go there. I hope. You know, but there are a lot of people who do want to prove themselves in that way. At the end of the day, I'm always going back to the music. I'm like, man, really cool diamond necklace, man. What? Just put that song on again.
Yeah.
You know, we're always going to go back to the music and
to the basics of why you're there.
Yeah.
Which takes me to the next one, the Grammys. How did you get in there?
I mean,
you're in the academy or something?
Yeah,
I think you and GNL?
Yep. We just applied, actually. I think he applied. I was contacted by them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they just inducted. I guess they were looking for outstanding musical act.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, you can also just, by the way, any artist, you can also just sign up.
Go and apply.
Yes, go and apply and be inducted in. But I was contacted.
Okay.
They were looking for outstanding acts in East Africa, and especially in the way of hip hop. It was 50 years of hip hop.
Yeah.
So they were looking for whatever. So I was the East African hip hop guy, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
I keep telling people. Actually, when I had Nava Gray on the podcast, I was telling her we're talking about hip hop, I think, and I was telling her I have 2 favorite artists that kind of compete in my liking. One of them is called NAVIO, not because it's in the room.
Yes.
One of them is called NAVIO, and the other one, Calligraph Jones.
Oof, bad guy.
That guy is a beast.
Bad guy.
Like I keep saying, okay, I like NAVIO, but this guy is killing it over here.
Yeah.
And then when you guys did a song together, I was like,
could it be better?
Yeah,
and then another one as well, Mafia remix.
Yeah. So do you? Well, we'll go back to the Grammys. How does that benefit you as an individual? And then,
I think,
do you think that then benefits also the music industry over here?
I think it could have benefited me 20 years ago. Or 15 years ago.
Okay.
I think me being there
benefits them.
Now benefits the younger generation.
Oh, okay.
Because
you've kicked some doors open.
Yes.
Yeah.
As usual. Go there.
Which is your
kick
life.
Some doors open. Yes. We'll go there, kick some doors open, and then start making that
a channel for other people to go through.
Yes. So if you are a hip hopper, please go out there. Sign yourself up right now, Recording Academy. Yeah. Get yourself in there. And then we can build numbers to actually, create some change as far as East Africa is Ugandan music, East African music. It was only us and Sauti Sol. Sauti Sol were invited as a R&B, whatever. Yeah. NAVIO was invited as the hip hop, representative. you know, and I didn't see anyone else there.
What do you think is holding us back as an industry to make such strides where we can get such global recognition?
I think one would be the know-how. You know, it's like, this is an application you can fill in online. But someone will get there, they'll see 10 pages, and they'll be like,
and they're turned away by that.
I have a show in 2 hours. I'll
Yeah.
do this some other time. But then we just push it to the back of our minds because it's a real hand-to-mouth thing going on where, you know, every weekend...
We're in survival mode.
Yes, we're in survival mode.
Yeah.
You know, so those 3-4 shows you're doing, that's it. Other artists in the world have revenue streams. I don't perform for 2 weeks.
They're still
I
good.
played on radio. My song is on the chart. You know, that's it. I have a festival to look forward to where I have 40, 50 gigs planned for the summer.
Yeah.
They don't have to think about stuff like we do.
Yeah.
You know,
They're not thinking the next meal.
next show. That's the only way we feel ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, so if our royalties were being collected, one, the government would be able to tax us now.
Yeah.
I can't believe they were about to tax us. Seeing a few artists driving Escalades,
Yeah.
you know, and
And
these
they weren't
NAVIOs
clocking.
flying. They're like, we need to tax these people. I'm like, tax us. You've got radio stations and TV stations doing what they like.
Yeah.
Billionaires 100 times over. And we're not asking for $1 billion from each station.
And we're not earning from it.
Yeah, we're asking for a tiny little bit from each station, each of the 400 stations. You know, that goes into a pot. That's what happens in South Africa.
Yeah.
They pay that. That is then divided up by the amount of play. We can monitor what gets played in every radio station. That gets divided up. Boom, done. We don't have to do it in an international way necessarily. You know, all the guys pay a tax. That tax is divided up by the exact amount of plays you had. So if it's 1 cent per play, you played 99 times, here's 99 cents.
Yeah.
Delivered to you whether or not you like it. That's the other thing.
Okay. It has to come because you've earned it.
Yes. And if not, you store it in the bank as the government. Store it in the bank.
Yeah.
You know, you have Sami-K's account there that you have for him. He can go and activate when he's ready. But I think we need to take it out of the artist's hands and we need to take it out of, you know, the government's hands. So whether it's a body that's set up, cool. But the collection is the problem now. The collection from radio stations. Because radio stations, I don't know how they're handling it, how they just pay, oh, can you come back next month? Because I'm sure the UPRSs and guys, UNMFs and, you know, UMAs, they try. But of course, there seems to be either payments happening or people have to get on with their lives.
Greedy, yeah.
You go and you volunteer to be an UMA. You know, like people were criticizing when Spice Diana left the UNMF thing. You know, but sitting there for 8 hours every weekend, every day, it is a bit tedious. You know what I mean? Especially when
That's a day's work.
Yeah. And when you're getting booked as much as she's in the height of her career, you're getting booked that much, it gets a bit difficult to balance the two. It's like, I got to go make this paper.
Yeah.
I've got a concert coming up, you know. And so there's that also. And you're asking a radio station, can you pay? I'll come back later. Can you pay? Come back later. You can't even get to the owner.
Yeah.
To be like, you know,
Dude,
you're supposed to
my
pay
money.
this and this much. Who have you played? Who, you know, like these people are way above. We haven't empowered them. But if you walk in there with a brigadier and he tells the owner exactly how it's going to be, and it now becomes law, and we have a way of monitoring it that's also monitored by government auditing. Cool. Then you set up accounts in whichever bank you choose. Make it Ugandan. Let's be patriotic.
Okay.
Every artist has that account there that they can activate with their national ID. Authentic one, not the copy. Done. Done. At least we're getting royalties.
So you're big on business. Many of us don't know that. I was actually shocked when I texted you and you said, I'm just on my way from the farm.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen. Then the next week, you're like, I'm actually coming back from the farm tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, what's this farm? I've never heard that you have a farm. What's that? What's going on with the farm?
So the initial idea, I wanna say, started with me.
Yeah.
And then my brother as well. When he came back, we had an idea either to go into real estate on some land I had. And whatnot. So the farm took precedent to that because the land is there.
Okay.
There's nothing on it, etc. And it didn't seem as expensive as trying to put up real estate at the time. So we started off with the farm. My mother was still working at the time. And my sister was like, oh, yeah, let's do it, as family. So started working on it as family, including my mother. And then when she retired as well, she actually moved out there.
Oh,
so she left Ruaga, left the house there, moved out there.
To go be at the farm.
Yeah, to actually be at the farm. So it kind of made it a bit easier to monitor what was going on. My brother was there for a long time. Yeah. Just to set up things, and then he moved back to town. But now we had someone who was actually out there, and she's retired and whatnot. Retired. She's still the busiest human being I know. But and it just took off from there. So we've tried to get into a lot of things, starting with maize and soya.
So are you becoming now an entrepreneur or?
Yeah, I think I've always been. I think I've always been deep down.
It's been on the inside of you.
Yes, with a lot of things that I do. And now, we're going into other things, coffee.
Okay.
And of course, the chickens were big during COVID. People, I was like, y'all need eggs? Holler at us. But people couldn't believe I was even putting that up on my pages because they had no idea that we had the farm.
Somebody actually told me you're supplying some big hotels around with eggs. I'm like, hey, dude. That's beautiful. Yeah. So as we close, our time is fast spent. There's so much we could talk about. You have like a whole life to talk about. What's the place of family in your life? You've been able to protect your family from the crazy of the media and all that. How are you able to do that, and how are you able to juggle the artist that is on planes every now and then, at concerts, doing endorsements here and there, up country, out of the country, out of town, and still be able to be Danny Kigozi at home, the father, be the husband.
Yeah, I mean, first, it was a thirst. I wanted to be a father.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
For my kids. I mean, my parents did such an amazing job. And so I've always wanted kids, and I've wanted to be around my kids and be around for my kids.
Yeah.
So that one was, that was always going to happen one way or another. I think juggling the lifestyle is very difficult. We talked before the interview off camera about one of our friends who has 19 children or something, and it's not like he's even looking to have that many kids.
Yeah.
It just is that way, the lifestyle, sometimes offers itself. And, if there's no discipline, or maybe you're disciplined but you don't care, things can get out of hand. So it's about an active choice.
Yeah.
I can go and, in at the height of NAVIO, I can go and probably date most of the top models on the African continent. Yeah. Even at my age now, I'm sure, I've still, we could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But part of growing up and part of being a man is understanding that you cannot just do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. You cannot respond to every threat. You have to show some restraint. You have to show some respect for yourself, the people around you, and the ones who are looking up to you.
And your family.
Yes, and family, most importantly, because I have a temper.
Oh, you do?
So the issues I should have been in, if it wasn't for respect and discipline, would have been way more than what you see right now.
Yeah.
But the fact that, I was raised as a Ugandan man, you're not going to squeal and bicker and cry at everything that happens to you. There is a place for being reserved about that. And then keeping God close, I think, is important.
Yeah.
I try and pray with my kids every night. But it's only my daughter who's memorized the Lord's Prayer so far.
It's a good start.
It's a good start, but the other three, hey guys, let's get on it. But I try and also keep that in my view at all times.
It's been a long conversation. You can never exhaust a conversation with NAVIO. He has too much information. He has too much going on, and he's done so much. But I just want to thank you for coming through.
No, thank you.
And where do we find your material?
Yes. Well, I think online is probably the easiest.
Yeah.
NAVIOmusic.com.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you everywhere you need to go. And of course, NAVIO Music on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, NAVIO, NAVIO Music on Snapchat. So yeah, search for NAVIO Music or just NAVIO on Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, otherwise NAVIOmusic.com. I've got some brand new songs dropping for the year. So please feel free to check them out. Show your support, like and follow. We need them. We need those.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for coming through and making the time.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to have had you. This is one of those on my bucket list.
Yeah, done.
So, done.
Got him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you as well, man, for being such a gentleman, first of all.
Thank you, sir.
Like a real leader in the industry. I've always looked up to you since young. And I'm actually sitting here in my position because of people like you. So,
thank you, sir.
Thank you so much as well.
Yeah.
Brother.
Thank you. God bless you. Peace and out. Life be.
Thank you for tuning in to the Life Be podcast with Sami-K. Your support means the world to us. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and share to help us grow and continue bringing you valuable content. We appreciate you.